Welcome back to the bathroom. I'm dyeing my hair. I'm going for pink all over. I think I'm gonna use purple mixed with magenta for my roots. Because, I mean, I'm this much roots at the moment. And I'll chuck in red for the ends to, like, balance out the blue and green a bit. And just dilute everything. Nice. Okay. I had a TikTok. I don't want to say go viral. It was just very weird. It just happened so quick. And it's just kind of changed my perspective on how much chance is involved with, like, stuff getting views on social media. Because I have this, like, trifecta of hobbies, right? I have, like, art, fashion, music. Maybe I'm not awful at any one or all of those things, and maybe all of them just need a video like that. The more time passes, the more I realize I am not going to be able to recreate that success with any video I actually care about. So I'm just trying to, like, get grounded and chill out. How are we looking at the bug? I've got a mirror behind me, by the way. Can you see? It feels like every time I film myself doing this, I'm talking about the same freaking song that still isn't out yet, which is King of Hearts. I'm not even gonna lie, it's like so close to done, and it is just the last bit I've been procrastinating for months. I'm just waiting to have one really good vocal day, and then I have another vocal day that is the same as the last 3 vocal days, and I still don't just accept that, like, that's what I sound like and it's time to put the song out, you know? One thing I've definitely learned, which I guess if anyone is, like, curious to hear more about it, is that really don't be afraid to make multiple videos about the same thing, because the chances of the same people seeing them is basically 0. I made a tutorial because I got multiple comments asking for a tutorial of what I did to my hoodie, and it didn't get any, like, For You page views. It was entirely people following the comment. Even then, I couldn't get my video response to the top of the comments, so, like, so few people from the, like, original viewing pool would have seen that. That is one thing that's, like, probably not great for me psychologically, is everything I do, I'm like, should this be a tutorial? Should I be taking a before and after photo? Am I gonna have no conditioner after this? Oh, okay, I finally thought of, like, a train of thought that I can talk about for a while. Is it the 14th of June? I think so. I am moving back home at the end of July. I don't have, like, an exact date yet. I'm slightly stressed in the back of my mind at all times. I do not accidentally want to dye my whole head bright red. I'm chucking more magenta in. That means I'm leaving my job and both volunteering positions that I have at the moment, and at some point I'm gonna have to say something. I'm away for a week quite soon, and if I tell them before, it's quite early, and if I tell them after, it's very late. So I think I'm gonna have to tell everyone early, and it's very strange to be leaving things that I really don't want to be leaving just because I am changing location. That's not something I've ever really experienced before. To be fair, when I moved here, I left my old job, but because I had such, like, a both strong and casual relationship with them, because it was a very casual job, but I'd been there a long time, I just told them, like, months before it happened, like, hey, I've been looking at flats in this place, I'll probably move around this time. It feels very silly not to take any opportunity I can get to get a job when I just don't know when the job market is gonna sort itself out. Like, what if I give myself a break and, like, don't get a job immediately, and then it just gets literally worse? But on the other hand, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm quitting my job because I think I've gotten viral, but I had multiple comments saying they would buy stuff I'd made, which I'm not saying I'm gonna be able to make a living off of selling hoodies to, like, 2 people. If there's ever gonna be an opportunity for me to have the time to set up, like, an online storefront, surely it is where I'm not having to, like, quit a job in order to find that time. I don't know whether to make myself, like, an artist plan to try and get more music out, because the idea of just more and more time passing without me ever committing to putting out, like, a considerable amount of music, it makes me feel, like, ill. It makes me feel so weird. Already, when I think I've been thinking about my age a lot recently, actually, and I'm not really sure what's done it. I think it's because this year is the first year post-pandemic. I feel almost up to speed with where I would envision myself to be 5 years after 2020, but there's just, like, so many huge pitfalls in the middle, and things that are happening now that I probably would have expected to happen in like 2021 or 2. Everything's just in such a weird order. And there is no right or wrong ways to do things, and there's no right or wrong speed to do things at. But it's just the expectations I had for myself. Things have happened that I never would have expected to happen, and things haven't happened that I thought were an absolute given. I'm only just now trying to reassess what's realistic for the next 5 years, you know? I mean, it doesn't help, as I was saying. My age group in particular, like, one of my siblings is a millennial, and it literally feels like her life structure, as in every single person her age had like different opportunities presented to them at different times. It's very interesting to me, and I try not to make it too much of like a direct positive or negative thing. However, there's some pretty glaring like differences, and I think we've all probably experienced the frustration of people just literally not believing how much you tell them that like houses don't exist, jobs don't exist. Like, the reason I'm moving home is because of the lack of options with living here any longer. I think this is gonna come out kind of darker than I intended, but I kind of forgot to say, I'm seeing Peach PLC this week. I am liking the look of the colour. I'm feeling quite hopeful. I'm bleaching my eyebrows, I think, after this. Which I don't know what's gonna happen. I started to irritate my piercings when I was cleaning up the dye on my ears. And I was gonna get a piercing on Tuesday, so I really hope my piercer isn't like, what's wrong with your ears? Can you be trusted? Because they're gonna look really pink. I went and tidied up a bit and made a cup of tea. Let's just have 10 minutes of random natter. I am really unsure what concerts to go to or not for the rest of the year because, and I think I said this on camera before, I'm not sure, I want to see 17 live so bad. The idea of not being able to see 17 live until 2030, when I've been a fan for like 15 years, is insane. If they don't come to England, I've started saying I'm gonna go somewhere else, but that would cost a lot more money than just going to London for a concert. So also Jen is in London, and I'm thinking of going to that just to like celebrate like being home and BTS being back and all of that, because it'll literally be the same week I move home. Speaking of me not going to live concert events, last week before, I went to Camden Assembly. It was Spike My Heart, Mari, and Nova May as the headliner. I don't want to like deep it too much, but as someone who on and off has been like considering, this is so cringe, has been like considering pursuing my own artist project, and then I just like flip-flop and get really unsure about it. All 3 of them have been really inspiring to me personally. I've never interacted with Nova, but she already just has such like a star quality, and I love the way she has just gone like nosedived into a really strong artistic identity. And both Mari and I believe her name's Sienna from Spike My Heart, I've had some personal interactions with, both like online and in person, just by their merch now. Being a female music production student who felt very sidelined, didn't help that it was COVID and all online, because I'm not as bad with it now, but I had a phase where I was absolutely awful with microphones and cameras, unfortunately, which aligned with lockdown and everything being online. So my personal participation was not very great, and on top of that, I ended up, by the end of my course, being the only girl and the only person who leant towards like pop as opposed to like alt rock or prog rock or I guess indie. I know indie isn't really a genre, but it's a descriptor. Not just meeting, but getting to see both Mari and Sienna's like artist journeys come out of being at university for music has like healed my inner failing student so much. Yeah, they're both so lovely. Both make amazing music. So this is my like 3rd like try and glow up video. And I think this time obviously it's in the lead up to Peach PLC. And I had oh my goodness, I never even mentioned this. About a month ago, basically all at once I saw a load of people's videos trying their own softer versions of, is it called 75 Hard? Because 75 Hard, it's fucking stupid, sorry. I don't know, I'm just very anti anything which is like, oh, it's a challenge, the point of it is a challenge, you have to, even just like exam season used to literally almost end in me dying. I like 98% have undiagnosed ADHD. But yeah, I think that's why anything that's like a commitment where it's possible to like break it I just can't go fucking yet. So I was like, let me take advantage of this and get into just like a slightly quote-unquote healthier routine. I don't drink very much water. I'm pescatarian, and also I found out I had an iron deficiency. I was like, hey, maybe I need to like eat something where the ingredient isn't just bread. Absolute classic me, and this is why I can't do things like 75 hard, is within 24 hours of deciding this, I also decided I needed to like dye my hair, do my eyebrows, change the way I do my makeup, change my entire personality. And that has slowly worn off. Another thing it's also building towards is trying to burp, because I'm one of those people who can't burp. Is it called RCPD? If I was any more employed than I am, like if I did any more hours than I do, I literally would not be able to be doing this, because I can't believe how much like daily work it takes to teach yourself to burp. But it is slightly working. But yeah, it's been my like one month into my journey of just, I don't know what's changed about my attitude compared to the past like 5 years. But I've just been like, hey, there are all these things that annoy me about my like body, mind, and soul, and I just want to try and change them all gradually, starting today. Intensively, but because the focus is on everything in my life, it's not too like, oh, if you miss a day, it's fucking over, you know? I should go watch this. Yeah.